So, little introduction about me. I am information security professional, and I have been into this industry since 8+ years now. I have worked into various domain into information security, and I am CSSP certified. I have another certifications like CEH, ECSA, ISO. So, InfoSec established in 2016. We are one of the finest security and technology training and consulting company, and we provide the very good quality about the certification training. Uh, so our endorsement and our trusted clients. Why InfoSec? Certified experienced instructors we have. We have flexible modes of training, access to the record video sessions, and post completion, we have certifications as well. So, there are many things hacker do for stealing this card details. So they do like POS devices, ATM kiosks, try to scheme that copying payment card numbers. So either by tampering this kind of devices or either by handling the schemers. So you have the phishing emails or messages coming from many you can check your spam box, you will find many of them to steal. There could be a information like, please provide your credit details, you have won the vouchers. There could be a phone calls to you uh, for asking for sharing some OTP or password related details. uh, you know so these all are kind of the area, or you can say the types to store your detail credit card details. So it can be a hidden camera recording when you are entering the pin, or there could be a secret tap into your store's wireless or wired network. So why it is doing this? And so data breach. So data breach is nothing but customer information stealing and use it for fraudulent purpose. Stolen cardholder data used not only to steal good but also fund criminals or even terrorist organization. Okay, so captured cardholder data is used where card not present transaction are accepted. Stolen card data and sensitive authentication data are sold in a bulk to other criminals who perform their own fraud using the stolen data. So what happens? What happens? So first, data breach will cost your company. That is, first you have to invest in a forensic investigation. Then there could be some increase in a compliance requirement for your organization. Your reputation loss. Then there could be a cost for fines and penalties. So these are the main thing could happen due to a data breach. And uh, we are here, there is a risk and compliance which can make sure how to continuous process that aim to prevent breaches from breaches of security and theft of payment card data for the future. So compliance with the PCI DSS means that your systems are secure and customers can trust you with their sensitive payment information. Trust means your customers have confidence in doing business with you. Confident customers are more likely to be repeat customers and to recommend you to others. So compliance improves your reputation with acquirers and payment brands like Visa, MasterCard, JCB, American Express, and Discover, the partners you need to do other business. Okay. So what is a payment card industry? And it is a data security standard. So PCI DSS was developed to encourage and enhance cardholder data security. The PCI DSS was launched in 2004, and the result of collaboration between the major payment brands like American Express, Discover, JCB, and MasterCard, Visa. All organizations that accept credit and debit card or that store and process transmit CHD, those are compliant with the standards. Okay. So PCI DSS standard is worldwide standard. It was set up to help a business process card payment securely and reduce card fraud. Okay. So again, PCI DSS not will help you only for the PCI DSS, but it will also help you for other standards like HIPAA, SOX, GDPR. So why GDPR? Because cardholder data of any person is considered as a PII data. So GDPR, you must be heard. It's a European standard for personal information, and it will provide a basic for corporate security strategy. It will improve the chance of identifying way to improve the efficiency of your IT infrastructure. Okay. So PCI Security Standard Council is constantly monitoring security threats and employing enhancement to PCI security standards and the training of the security. So payment card, so there are different standards are there. Payment card industry standard, PADSS, PCI SSE, PCI HSM, PCI PIN. So PCI SSE is an independent industry standard body providing oversight of development and management of payment card industry standard on a global basis. Okay. The council standard include the PCI data security standard. So what is a payment application data security standard? So payment application the data security standard is applicable for the payment application, applies to the software vendors and others who develop payment application that store, process, or transmit cardholder data as a part of the authorization or settlement. So it helps software vendors and other develop secure payment application. Okay. Then what is point-to-point encryption security standard? Uh, I won't go. So yes, point-to-point encryption is protect, encrypt payment card data from the point of capture, such as when the card is read by the payment terminal, it reaches to the secure end. So that is a point to point. The PIN transaction. So the PIN transaction is nothing but defined technical and a procedure controls to assist with the secure management, processing, and transmission of cardholder data during online and offline payment card transaction processing at ATM or POS terminals. Then there is a hardware security model as well. So hardware security model is nothing but set of logical and physical security compliance standard for HSM specifically for payment industry. And there is a PIN. PIN, I think we have completed the PIN one. Yes. So ISA, QSA, PAQSA, point-to-point QSA, these are the QSA for respective standard who do the assessment for those standards. Okay. And PCI SSC founding payment brands are below. So ISA is nothing but internal security assessor who which teaches you how to perform the internal assessment for your company and recommend solution to it. QSA will conduct the PCI DSS assessment. However, the PAQSA will conduct the PADSS audit. Point-to-point QSAs are for point-to-point encryption, and the PTS is for the PIN transaction. And there are QRs who help us to implement how the payment application should, process, integrate. So let's go. So if you know, the current PCI standard is a 3.2. However, PCI DSS already released the draft version of updated version 4, and we are going to launch PCI DSS core, in which we will be covering what are the changes has been done from 3.2 to 4. Even we will be studying case studies, then how you define the scope, how network segmentation perform, how capacity controls will work. tokenization, new technology, and how PCI DSS will applicable for cloud computing, encryption, patch management, SDLC, then vulnerability scans and penetration testing, logging and monitoring, SIEM, patch management, new wireless guidelines, and InfoSec policy. So, however, we will also learn about the implementation, gap assessment, AOC, ROC. So, before going some points, I would like to elaborate. So, who is merchant? Who is acquirer? Who is issuing bank? So, merchants are like when you go any shops or like let's say there is a lifestyle shop or you are going something to purchase. So, organization accepting a payment card for a payment during the purchase, those are the merchant. Who are the acquirers? Any acquiring bank is a bank or a financial institute that process credit or debit card payments on behalf of merchant. So the acquirer allow merchant to accept credit card payment for the card issuing bank within an association. So let's say ICICI Bank is acquirer bank for a merchant lifestyle. It is an example. So when you go to the shop and swipe your card, it will take merchant will take the amount from the acquirer, where it will authorize authenticate through Visa to your issuing bank. And issuing bank is the bank where you're issuing payment card on behalf of payment brand. So whatever the card name, your bank name on your card is the issuing bank who allow who issues the card to you, that is a issuing bank. So there are some critical information as per the PCI DSS. So if you see, this is a chip, this is a pan detail which we called as a pan as a card holder data. This is your name, expiration date, it's a magnetic strip, and this is a CVV. So card holder data includes pan, card holder name, expiration date, and service code. However, sensitive authentication data include full magnetic strip data, CVV, then pin block. Those are the SAD. And this is we called as a very sensitive data according to the PCI. So I would like to explain you more about card present and card not present transaction. So what is a card present? When you are processing any card detail information, when you are swiping, means your card is present. When you are swiping your card through ATM or through POS, that is a card present. And when you're doing any shopping through a website or through any e-commerce merchant, there is you don't need to swipe that card, you just enter the number and CVV. So that is a card not present. Okay, so three core processing actions I would like to know, that is authentication, authorization, and settlement. So what is authentication? Validation of cardholder identity and card being used. So whenever you are doing any transaction, your card is getting authenticated. You are validating your identity and when the card being used. So that is called authentication. What is authorization? When issuer, means your bank, is approving or declining your purchase, that is called as authorization. And what is a settlement? So transfer of funds into merchant account once the product service shipped or delivered. So settlement is nothing but a, a calculation, or you can say you are giving a funds to a merchant account from the acquirer or from the issuer. So that is when the product is delivered. So what are the four levels of merchant for the PCI DSS? So there are four levels. How they have defined? They have defined according to per year transaction. So let's say any merchant processing over 6 million visa transaction per year, then that merchant will belong to level 1. Any merchant who is processing 1 million to 6 million visa transaction per year, that will be second. Any merchant processing 20,000 to 1 million visa e-commerce transaction per year, that is a merchant 3. And any merchant processing fewer than 20,000, that is a 4. So these are the merchant level decided as per the transaction per year. Okay, and what is a validation level for it? So validations are as per the levels of the merchant. Okay, so it will require annual on-site PCI DSS assessment and a quarterly network scan. So that is for a level 1. Okay, so there are several types of SAQ. Each of one has different requirement. So for 2, 3, and 4, merchant requires to go through SAQ, and it is not required, like some requires internal external VA scan or a regular PT. Okay, so ROC must be conducted for a level 1. That is a compulsion. However, SAQ is having a there are 9 SAQs, and as per the SAQ, it's a nothing but self-assessment tool. I'll come to that point. So it's a validation tool for a merchant and any service provider that are not going to undergo full assessment or on-site QSA assessment. The purpose of SEQ is to assess organization in self-evaluating. So there would be a checklist, okay, and you need to answer yes or no as per the requirement. If there is answer is no for any requirement, then merchant needs to give a remediation date for it. Every merchant environment has a different set of SEQ that describe how they expect accepting the payment. Okay, so this is as per the merchant. Then who can get the certification? So acquirer must ensure that their merchant validated at the appropriate level and obtain required compliance validation documentation from their merchants. Acquirer must submit biannual status report to Visa, and all compliance validation documentation must be made available to Visa upon request. Acquirer and merchant should just a second. Acquirer and merchant should also verify the compliance reporting requirement of other payment plans that may require proof of compliance validation. So there is a report of compliance we need to provide after the assessment, and that is a attestation of compliance we need to provide. So QSA will come to the organization. Here they will check they will validate all 12 PCI requirement, and they check all the assessment. So QSA will write report as per your all the validation of the evidences he will do, and he will write report of compliance for your organization. And the ROC is developed through assessment and completed by itself by the QSA. And AOC is a attestation of compliance, where it is upheld a security best practice to protect standards. So anyone if asking PCI DSS certification, you can provide your AOC for a validation that we are PCI DSS certified, because all state of compliance will be stated in the AOC. So the main goals of the PCI, there are 6 main goals, and in those 6 main goals, all the 12 requirements has been developed. So what are the main goals we will look? So first, build and maintain a secure network. So secure network. Your network must be very secure so that no one means hacker cannot enter into your organization through the network. So how you will maintain that? You need to install and maintain a firewall to protect the data. Okay. And you do not have to use any vendor supplied default for system passwords and other security parameters. So when I see vendor supplied, let's say you are installing or firewall into your organization and you keep whatever the vendor has been supplied as a Palo Alto. So Palo Alto, whatever admin, he providing username as a Palo Alto admin and he is giving password as a Palo Alto password. So those are the vendor supplied defaults. You need to configure different password while installing it from when you are installing it your environment. So that is the second. Third is protect second, protect your cardholder data. So it could be protect when it at the storage level or protect when it is a transmission level. Okay, so protect stored data. So let's say you are storing cardholder data at your database or any file. Can Hello all, kindly mute yourself because it is disturbing in between. Okay, so you have to encrypt your data when it is at a storage level. Excuse me.
Pooja, you can use.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So when the data, cardholder data, is transmitting through the network, you can also encrypt while a transmission by using a certificate or by using a TLS 1.2 SSL certificates. So that is a requirement number 4. Whenever the data is transmitting or a public network, you have to encrypt that. Then third is maintain a vulnerability management program. So use and regular update your antivirus software. So any updates are coming as a 0-day attacks or any update as a coming, your antivirus should be updated. So your systems would be okay. It will block any kind of new virus and any malware attack. So use and regularly update your antivirus. That is one of the requirements. Then develop and maintain secure systems and application. So SDLC will come into the picture. So how you are doing application security, how you are doing secure code configuration, are you doing any code review, are you conducting, are you aware, are you giving any awareness training to your developers how to develop a secure apps? That will cover into this. So next, implement strong access control measures. Okay, so in this we need to talk about identity access management, user access management. Okay, so are you giving your users role based access, and are they allowed to access? Is there is any restrict access? Is there is any business acceptance access? You need to check that. Are you doing any user access review after implementing all the controls? Are you assigning any unique ID to each person's? And how you are managing your passwords? Is the password complexity is high? Are you keeping your password as simple or complex? So those all related with users and passwords and user identity access will come into this. Are you doing any multi-factor authentication? So this will come into access control. And next is regularly monitor and test your networks. So there are two types: login and monitoring. must be implemented in your organization. That is requirement number 10 is talk about. That is a SIM. So have your organization has been implemented a login and monitoring tool? Are you tracking and monitor all access logs with the network resource or any cardholder data servers? If not, then yes, it should be implemented. Then vulnerability assessment. Are you conducting internal VA scans? Are you conducting any VM is vulnerability assessment scans? Are you conducting any penetration testing activity? Are you conducting any uh, internal penetration activity? So all the testing activities will come into this requirement. And not only conducting, but are you monitoring its, are you mitigating those vulnerability at a time and providing rescans report as well? Okay. Do you have IDS, IPS in a place? Or this all the things will come into a security system, regularly test security system, and maintain an information security policy. So in the last requirement, it will talk about the compliance. Okay. So how your policies you are going to maintain, how uh, service provider, how you're maintaining the checklist with your service provider, and all the policies are up to date or not. So all things will come into the information security policy.